What's up, guys? Hey, okay, what's up, guys? This is gonna be a video about, school, and I wanna talk about this. So, some of you may know that I am in, a specialty program, and, we have this thing, which I'm not going to mention which school I go to, because I don't want to, and, I really shouldn't. But, we have this thing at the end of the year called a retreat, you know, and, you know, I don't really think I need to explain that it's at the end of the year, because I'm recording this in June, but I want to just tell you guys my experience with what goes on, because I went to a total of 7 stations, and I'm gonna talk about each of them. So basically, this was an event that the 8th graders set up that basically there is around 8 stations. I think you don't go to one station, but there's 8 stations. And basically each of them are like, different activities. One of them was like who killed Ice Spice, which I'll get to later. I'm gonna go in chronological order of which ones we went to. But yeah, let's get talking about the first one. So I was in a group where we started at room 300. So the first group we started with was like a one that was based off of like something that was based off of like the 1800s. So basically the whole thing was your point to find out who broke this thing, which I forgot what it was. It was probably some ancient thing in the 1800s. I forgot what it was. But that was your goal, to find out who broke it. And just to let you know, um my best friends were not in my group, and I had to stay with my group the entire time, so there's that. But I'll get to them later. So, it was really fun because, everyone was really active. And, we had to roll a die to see how much information they would give us if we asked them questions about what happened. My group was really unlucky. I had to sing, well, not my group, but my group for that activity inside of the group. Because I'm not talking about my group in general, because that's a different thing. So we were just pretty unlucky. We always kept on rolling on like threes or some very low number. Yes. And that's about it for that station. It's my starting station. So I don't really have a lot to explain, because this was separated into 2 days, so this is day 1. Okay, but the second station I hate with my guts. Okay. That station, God. So this was like a comedy show one, which you would think sounds okay, first thought. But no, when you had to introduce yourself and say something to get the class to laugh. And you think I come to school to make random people I barely know laugh? There was around like 5 kids I knew in my group, and let alone who said I was even friends with them. So I was gonna make a few of my 6th grader friends and some random other 7th graders laugh. So I just stared at them. Seriously, they just were too much on the edge of you getting your classmates to laugh or some crap like that. Like, sit up here, you little girls. To the 8th graders who ran that station, frick you. Make a better station. Because that station, as one kid said, is a -3 out of 10. Do better. Just do better. Please. There's no other way to tell you guys. Like, just get a life. So, basically, after that station, we went to lunch. So I went to room 205, which was the science room. And that's also where my best friends group, because, I basically have like 3 best friends, but that's where they were all eating their lunch. So I was pretty happy about that. Because, of course I want to eat lunch with them. So basically, we just had a fun time. We were playing Scratch and Book It, while we were eating Pizza Hut pizza, bro. It was just a very good experience that I don't think I'll ever live again. Like, seriously, just feels extremely nostalgic. And, it was great. I don't really think you could go wrong with it. It's just an experience that you can never live again. Which is sad, but true. So, still, we're on the first day. We go to our next station, which is a station related to sports. And this, I'm just gonna let you know, is one of the stations. One of the best stations, So, basically, they would display an item on the smartboard that they found off of eBay, and they would make you guess how much it costs. Okay? And it was pretty fun because, even though a lot of people were just saying something like 100, and then the people straight up after them would say 101, it was still good because, after that, you get to choose which activity we want to do it. Football. Okay, football. Golf. Or basketball. And my group, which consisted of the same kids, the same 3 kids, which were me, one of my friends, and another kid in 7th grade. Our group just consisted of us 3 again. And, we're just known for being unlucky. And, for both of the items that appeared, we had guessed the price that was farthest from it, so we got to pick last. So we ended up just having to do golf and football. So, not really good life to live, but it was still pretty fun. So then after that, we went to a final station of the day, which was Who Killed Ice Spice. And this is not the first station that shows the death of someone. I'm gonna just let you know right now. This station was just cool because it had like 4 rappers. I don't know if Ice Spice raps, but singers, I should say. So it had that one rapper who wears cloth all the time, 21 Savage, Drake, and Ice Spice. And Ice Spice was just dead, okay? No further explanation. But it was really fun finding out who the murderer of Ice Spice was. And, I was kind of happy that they chose Ice Spice to be the one who got murdered. Because I'm not a fan of Ice Spice. And I don't think you would expect me to. It is Ice Spice we're talking about here, so, I'm not gonna be fanboying over someone like Ice Spice. But it was overall very fun, and we actually got it right. So, it always feels good when you get like a mystery right, So that was fun, and at the end we just played, we played music because, we were just chilling, it was a very fun day, except for that freaking comedy show. Whoever made that, please go in the deepest pits of hell, deepest and darkest pits of hell, because you really made a bad station. So today I went to school, not really knowing what I was gonna expect from these next 3 stations, but these ones were all really good. So the first one was called Escape from Imitation Island. It was in room 205, and literally, I guess the whole thing about Imitation Island was literally that everything is made out of balloons. So, pretty unique idea. They had balloons there. And, they even had those, like, flower ring things that, stereotypical Hawaiian thing. But, like, it was really fun, There was sand. There was these sandboxes where we could find, like, clues in. We had to make a maze out of markers for the other team. I mean, since we had teams. And, our team was referred to as the girl team because it had 4 members and 3 of them were girls, and I was the only boy, because I just had to be unlucky enough to be like the first member chosen by her. So, team captain, I'm not happy about the team you put me on, and we ended up losing, but that doesn't matter because that team was just behind in the first place. So, their fault. Because I'm not going to be feeling any sympathy for people who screw up that bad, man. Like, I'm going to be honest, okay? Right? Honestly. But it was fun. We got the flower necklaces. And it was overall a great experience. It felt fun just, scavenger hunting. So the next station was called Death in Hollywood. And the whole mystery was who killed Taylor Swift. Now, I don't know much about Taylor Swift, but it just looked real funny to me, okay? It just looked real funny, okay? It's not my fault that it was amusing, okay? It was just very amusing. The whole who killed Taylor Swift, okay? So, there was 4 people, some random girl, local singer, bartender, and what I like to call a drunkie, because it was just your average man who was drunk, and, he had cards, and he was like, hey, want a card? That's my man. And he got one member of our team to literally, like, fake a drink with him, and yeah, that kid did nothing. But the murder of Taylor Swift ended up being drunky. So, that didn't really surprise anyone. And then we played, the mafia game. Here, one person's murder, one person's sheriff, one person's mech, the rest are innocent. I ended up being innocent, and I almost got murdered, but the medic saved me. But dang, they came up with brutal things. Like one of them was like, the murder placed a trampoline under a girl who was jumping up and down, and it flew her into the roof of a helicopter. Like, whoa. That is very oddly detailed. Or, she was used as the bait for a fish. Like, that just sounds horrifying. Okay, that just sounds absolutely horrifying. But it was fun, and there was this one kid who kept on saying, when people are saying he's sus, he's like, I don't even want to play this. And you could already guess who the murder ended up being. Yeah, ended up being that kid. The same kid who also pretended to get drunk with Drunky. Oh yeah, I also forget to mention that there were strawberry drinks in the Death in Hollywood station. Yeah, that's also why I got a few extra points. Because, hey, I'll accept the free strawberry drink, I'll tell you that. So, next up, we left that station and went to our final station. But this is not where the veil ends, by the way. And this final station... Hold up, wait, regain. Okay, yeah. So it was like, like one of those puzzle things where, you say a letter and, it'll appear on the screen and, kind of what I'm talking about. But, this time there's money and, you had to pay to say $50 for, like, a letter that's not a vowel. They have a name, but I forgot what it is. But, and, $250 for a vowel. It was very fun because my team won, but the crazy thing is that my team won, but we went bankrupt 2 times in a row because because my team literally spun on bankrupt twice in a row, which does not sound ideal, but, we thought we should just quit at the point because, we just went bankrupt twice in a row. But we ended up winning. We literally ended up winning somehow. And that is just freaking insane, bro. Like, you do not know how insane luck you need for something like that to happen. Okay? Because that is just straight up insane. Okay? Like, if you ask me. So we ended up getting a munchkin for that. The little small donuts. And, those things are great. Because, who wouldn't love a little mini donut? People who don't like donuts. Or just people who don't like mini versions of stuff, I guess, But that station was great. But after that, we still had like 2 hours left. So I was like, after we go to lunch, what are we going to do since we leave at 2:45 and it's only 12? Well, we went to lunch and, instead of being in the cafeteria, we also ate in the science room again. And, my friends were there. And, we had a pretty interesting conversation. So, there's this scratch game that we like to play with each other called Taco Burp. Don't know if you guys know it. Or if you guys even know what Scratch is. I hope you guys do. But see, there's this hacker called Zero. And he appeared for like a split second in the server. And he also glitched my server. And, like, we found out that Zero wasn't even a real user. So, then me and my friends started to decide, who is Zero? Who actually is Zero? And that's how we went on our mission. And we ended up finding who Zero was. Who the hacker was. Because, keep in mind, every player was just a scratch cat. And, the opponents were blue. But this guy literally just appeared as a blue cat. As a blue cat with no body. Like, so it was just only the head. And he had no pupils. So he just had, like, the open mouth position with no pupils. And, like, he would just appear in the middle and start exploding everyone with tacos. It's, like, it was, like, really weird. Because, like, it would happen very often. But we eventually found out what he was. We actually originally thought it was someone else. Because they said they are working on something that's hacking. And they were speaking a language that I believe was called Persian. So that's what I believe that. And then we came across this guy whose profile and what, like, about me and what I'm working on literally just said Zero. And he had a remix of the game, you guessed it, Taco Burp. So that's how he found out who Taco Burp is. The hacker of Taco Burp is. And who Zero truly was. Because it's kind of a question we all had on our minds for a little while. Who is Zero? Because who wouldn't want to know who a hacker is? So, basically, after that, we finished eating our sandwiches. We went over to the auditorium because there was the talent show. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, during the trivia thing with the puzzles, and we would say a letter. That one that I just talked about like a little while ago before the lunch. Peaches, they were playing random songs, and Peaches was one of them, and me, my friend, and another kid just started singing, and bro, it was singing Peach like the entire song, and it was just great, man. Like, it actually kind of sounded good. Like, I'm gonna be honest, we sung the song, it felt really good, because that's probably something that's never gonna happen again. 3 kids just casually singing the Peaches song, bro. So it's really nice, and that will have something to do with the talent show. I'm just gonna let you know I did nothing in the talent show, though. So basically, we sat down. I sat down to my 2 friends, who I talked about the hacker, as we started joking around before before it started. We said like this one teacher was Zero, because like my friend said that Zero doesn't like children because he's just ruining children's day who trying to play Taco Burp, and I said, well, our pre-algebra teacher doesn't like children, so he must be Zero. And my other friend said he would make a good topic for a horror movie, because like, yeah, that would be really cool for like a horror movie. Like, he's not wrong, honestly. So basically, the first talent show included 4 kids, 3 singers, and 1 bassist. Well, 1 electric guitarist, I mean. And that electric guitarist, he was just doing his thing for a little bit. I was confused, like, so what are the other 3 guys going to do? When all of a sudden a bass boosted instrumental of Peaches started playing, I'm like, oh, are they just gonna hold up? So like, they were like playing an instrumental, and then next thing you know, the same kid, the same 7th grader, who was also singing Peaches in my group. He was in my group. Who was singing Peaches with me and the other kid. He just sang his heart out at the talent show, just singing Peaches, and like, he sung the entire song with an electric guitar backing him up as well. Like, it was crazy. Like, bro, it was literally amazing. There was also, he also sung the Pokemon song. And, after that, there was this really funny piano for some reason. Like, kept on just repeating the same tune. So, about the Peaches kid, his song ended up sounding like this. Peaches, 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 ah! Ah! Yeah, it ended up sounding like that. But it was great. We also had this kid, and I was sitting next to my 2 friends, and I'll call them, by their Scratch username, so Nerdy21 and I Am Yeeted. And, we were just talking a lot, because one of the girls on the talent show straight up just started twerking. And the other kid just had a bunch of origami, and he was just explaining it extremely fast, because he was told he had 30 seconds left. And it was just pretty funny to see. And, it just felt like an extremely happy environment there. Like, it feels like something I'll never live through again. I mean, it's the end of the school year, and, it just feels great in general. Like, there was also a few other things, like a fiddle and cello thing, and There was also 4 boys singing an Ice Spice song, even after Ice Spice was killed in our school. But, the ironic thing is that, Ice Spice was killed. But the talent show was really an experience. There were some real funny things. Like, the 4 boys singing Peaches. And, that one kid who just kept on playing the same piano tune, so it just sounded really funny, And, and it just ranged so far, because, like, there was even some emotional things, like the 8th graders just giving speeches to all the fellow 8th grader friends that they have met in the school. It was just a wild talent show. It felt insane. Most of it was music. And, there was even plays. There was origami, dancing. And, there was the depressing poems. It was like an experience I'll never live to see again. Like, the next time I'll see a kid sing Peaches with 3 other kids at a talent show, probably never. And that's what makes it so special. Like, today was truly a great experience. It was just awesome. There's no other way to describe. Me, Nerdy21, and I muted. We all said our final goodbyes to each other. I left and I had to go back to my class, because this was the true end of the retreat. And we will see each other later today, because all 3 of us are in chorus, and we have a chorus concert coming up today, although it is terrible. But tomorrow's field day, so I'm really excited for that. So this is just the end of the video. Kind of wanted to talk with my experience, but that's the end.